The Trump administration will be incinerating 500 metric tons of food that could have fed 1.5 million children for a week. Yes, by incinerating, I mean putting on fire. They are doing this because of the administration's recent reductions in foreign programs and shutdown of the USAID. This food was in the form of high-energy biscuits that were intended to feed starving children in Afghanistan and Pakistan. This food was already bought during the Biden administration, and it was being stored in Dubai, ready for distribution. So this is not them cutting spending or defunding a program. This is them quite literally putting on fire food that was supposed to feed malnourished children in Afghanistan and Pakistan. The Trump administration knew for months that this food was in Dubai, and the incineration is only happening because the Trump administration did not approve for it to be distributed. Seriously crazy to think about. This food could have fed over 1 million children for a week. Now it's just going to be burnt to ash.
Jesus wouldn't burn food meant for starving children, but Donald Trump did, and it cost you almost $1 million. While children in Afghanistan and Pakistan go hungry, the Trump administration knowingly burned 1.1 million pounds of food meant for starving children. Emergency food biscuits that are designed to keep children alive. Why? Bureaucratic collapse, political neglect, and a Christian nationalist agenda that froze foreign aid in the name of fraud and waste prevention. It wasn't an accident, it wasn't a mistake, it was a choice. And it was cruel. These biscuits sat in a Dubai warehouse for months. Over 1.5 million children could have been fed for an entire week. But instead of delivering it to those in need, the Trump administration allowed it to sit and expire. In total, taxpayers spent nearly $1 million to not feed starving children. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's weekly golf trips have cost us almost $60 million this year alone. And they're all to his own resorts, where he profits. So all you Christian pro-lifers out there, please explain to me when Jesus would choose golf course profits over feeding starving children. Because that's not morality. That's not leadership. That is rot. And if you're still defending it, you are part of the problem. You didn't vote pro-life. You voted pro-luxury jets, pro-selfishness, and pro-starvation. And now we all have to pay for it.
Hi guys, welcome to yet another video. Yet again, it's Ndagere here. Thanks for clicking on today's video. We are going to be talking about something that is really serious. And I mean, it's insane that we are living in a world of today where people are starving, people are going through a lot. And what the government of the US has to do is to order almost 500 metric tons of food to be incinerated and not be given out or fed out to the people or to the children that actually need it. Imagine a government that shows you they would rather wait and see food reach the verge of expiring, and then come out and tell people on how they are leading when it comes to helping the world and make a better world. That should really show a lot of people that support this government on where they stand, that their government would rather see people lose lives, would rather see people suffer than do anything about it. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it is in their benefit. They like to see the poor, the people under them in misery and pain, and for you to just be supporting them blindly, but then them ripping off of you the freedom that you need and denying people a means of way of life. Because the constant videos I've seen of people like really crying on how they can't survive, how they can't maintain their lives anymore is ridiculously a lot. And now you're saying the government is willing to see and wait for food to expire than give it out to humanity, than give it out to be fed to children. Where is the world? Like, where is the world running to? Where are we going to? This is crazy, guys. Listen to what people are saying about what, Trump ordered to be done with the 5 metric tons of food. Come back. Let me know your thoughts on it.
This is the most inhumane thing I've seen this man do so far. You are really incinerating 500 metric tons worth of food, aid that is supposed to go to women and children who are hungry in other countries. I'm looking for all my Christians that voted for this man. Where are y'all? Because this is not godlike. This is something Christ would never do. Christ actually multiplied food so that people could eat. This man is burning food on purpose. The Atlantic reports that the Trump administration has given the order to incinerate food instead of sending it to people abroad who need it. This food was supposed to feed 1.5 million children for a week. Now, I know that doesn't seem like a lot to a lot of people, but that is a lot to them. And to purposely burn food instead of feeding people, this is disgusting, inhumane, deplorable. And the fact that a world leader is doing this shit, this is what y'all good Christians call Christ-like. This is what y'all think Trump is. Y'all call Trump the closest thing to God. This is godly-like to y'all. Y'all are really wrapped up in a cult. If you think starving children is a part of God's wishes, y'all can go to hell.
MAGA, check in with y'all stupid asses. check in. Because I thought y'all was so pro-life. I thought y'all was so Christian. I thought y'all was just above everybody else. Ain't that how y'all feel, you Republicans? But you voted into office a man that would rather incinerate 500 tons of food that could feed 1.5 million children rather than vote for a black woman. Y'all draw the line at the Epstein files? That's where y'all drawing the line at? When y'all the ones that voted in the person that is at the top of the list on the file?
Allegedly.
Y'all voted in a
Allegedly.
but y'all so pro-life. Y'all so pro-life. But Kamala Harris's laugh was too much for y'all. Her laugh. But you voted in somebody that said his daughter was a fine piece of Y'all wouldn't even trust this man with your children, but you trust him with the country? Yeah. I know you probably can't understand what I'm saying with your little one raggedy brain cell you got left, but y'all are some evil-hearted uneducated bottom of the barrel people. Clock that shit. And all that business y'all call yourself standing on, we don't want to hear from y'all. Just go ahead, shut the up. Ain't no fucking way. You can't justify none of this shit. Just shut up.
Once again, your tangerine tyrant, your piece of that guy that that's running shit. He's, god damn it, I hate it here. So now we're just throwing away food. We're throwing food away. Out of as many hungry people as there are in the world, we're throwing away food. Not only are we throwing away food, the taxpayers paid for the food, right? Paid $800,000 for this emergency food. $800,000 for emergency food, right? And then we just spent, taxpayers, I'm going to say we, because I fucking pay taxes, and I didn't sign up for that. I didn't agree to spend $130,000 to throw food away, to burn it, to incinerate it. So I don't know, if you get to doing your math, that's a lot of money to be wasteful and be spiteful. But it was 500 tons of emergency, I think they're like biscuits for kids. So these were for kids, high energy biscuits for kids. I don't know whether this guy threw them away because they were purchased under Joe Biden's administration, or whether he just threw them away because he fucking hates kids, because he's the devil. Of course he hates kids. He's disassembling our education system. I mean, hell, you deported a little kid with cancer. Like, yeah, he hates kids. He's the devil. He's Satan. He is Satan. And I'm gonna enjoy my my pre-workout drink. I fucking hate it here. If you voted for this man, then you're a piece of shit. Disrespectfully, you're a complete piece of shit. Yeah, you're a mess. You need Jesus. Oh, you guys claim you got Jesus, but you voted for a man. Don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck about people. He's not walking like Jesus would walk. Y'all voted for him on purpose to spite some people that you don't like because of how they look. Makes sense. Yeah. There's that. We already told you, we saw the writing on the wall. We saw everything that this guy was going to do. But it's something new every day. Why is it something new every day? Is he trying to create a smoke screen for the bigger picture? Because the bigger picture is right in front of your face. But he keeps doing so much dumb shit, trying to add a wow factor to everything, that you all aren't seeing exactly what they're doing in your face. Be aware, be alert, be woke, be vigilant. Just pay attention. Be careful in these streets, y'all. To my Hispanic brothers and sisters, y'all be careful. Y'all be safe. I love you guys.
The US just incinerated 500 metric tons of food that was meant for starving children. And if you don't know what 500 metric tons is, that's over 1.1 million pounds. Like, that's the weight of 22,000 children. Let's say your average amount of groceries is 10 pounds. That's 110,000 grocery runs. And they used our tax dollars to incinerate it. The food was not expired. It was not spoiled. This happened in February when USAID was blocked. Like, I'm not saying this to be like gotcha to MAGA. I'm not even saying this to be like, we need to do something about this because it's gone. I'm just saying that because if I have to internalize it, then like we all have to internalize that. Like 500 metric tons isn't just some pallets of food in some warehouse. It's life-saving care for starving children, women, children, people around the world. But like everything is working as it should be because that's what this administration wants. This administration wants less people. And I just like feel irresponsible if I don't say something, because like we are as the human race responsible collectively for each other. And the more we hold each other accountable to bear witness to what's happening, it eventually has to reach a critical mass. Maybe that won't happen tomorrow, or maybe that won't happen, a year from now, and maybe the cycle will repeat, but it's not just a waste, it's a crime against humanity.
We burned 500 tons of emergency food aid for kids. That's enough food to feed every kid in Gaza for weeks. So I don't ever want to hear another cowardly conservative tell me about how we care about the kids. Clearly, you don't give a fuck about the kids because you just let a bunch of them starve to death. And I don't give a shit that it expired today. Because you know what happened if you hadn't fucking laid all those people off? Kids would have been fed, you rat fucks! It right here guarantees every one of these rat motherfuckers a straight lose ride directly into the ninth circle of hell. Because how the f can you even begin to explain that you let 500 tons of emergency food for starving children expire because you fired all the people who were supposed to distribute it, and you're trying to explain this as the same people who campaigned on getting rid of all the government fraud, waste, and abuse? I don't know that I've ever seen a more clear-cut example of government fucking waste than this shit right here. I'm sure Mike Johnson and the rest of the Triple K Christians in office took a nice big prayer after they made the decision to let a bunch of kids starve, just like Jesus would have done. If you're still supporting this, get fucked.
I feel genuinely sick to my stomach that the regime has decided to burn enough food to feed 1.5 million children for a week instead of providing it to people who could use it and eat it. They've decided to incinerate it. I like am speechless at the levels of evil and how anyone could possibly defend that decision. That is despicable. What possible excuse is there for burning food instead of feeding people? It's so depraved. And obviously, that's not surprising, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help that it's not surprising. It doesn't make it easier to try to digest and try to grapple and come to terms with the fact that every day we're walking around with people who support that and yet claim that they care about other people and that they aren't absolutely despicably evil.
This is the same government that literally cut funds in food banks that have been helping children or elderly people or people that can't, access food, disabled people, like a lot of people that are in need, and he cut funds on that.
The United States food supply is in pretty grave danger. With the Trump administration and DOJ literally basically deleting entire departments, we are now seeing the USDA dropping their rules and regulations around using toxic, restricted, and banned pesticides. This means that the vegetables and fruits that you're giving your kids may be covered in pesticides that cause cancer and heart disease and Parkinson's. Many farmers will no longer have to keep any records of when, where, or how they're using pesticides known to pose the highest risk to human health and the environment. There were regulations around these pesticides since the 90s that required farmers, if they were going to use them, to record the chemical's name, the date of the use, how much was used, where was it used, the type of crop they treated, and they needed to keep records for 2 years. And it's not just that these chemicals pose serious threats to human health, it's also that they pose a serious threat to our environment. It is almost impressive how much damage this administration has done in 140 days.
So him ordering for food to be, banned, it shouldn't be a shocker to anybody. At this point in time, whatever Trump comes out and decides to do, and it's not in the interest of anybody else but himself and his friends that he's trying to protect with a list that he's more concerned about, it should not come as a surprise to anybody. It should really not be a surprise to anybody. Because tell me why, there's children that are starving, especially, let's say, like, in countries like Somalia, in Congo, countries like Palestine, Afghanistan, the same countries that were affected by the wars that the US caused onto those countries, pretending to go there as a savior. But they are the ones that started those wars. They are the reasons a lot of people are in misery today. They are the reason why a lot of countries are in wars, that they cannot even grow their own food to sustain themselves. But yet here they are. They have to store food, wait for it to expire, burn it, and show you how we love you as a people, how we love children. This is a government that loves children. This is a government that claims it loves people. This should show you where the government stands, that they would rather see people suffer than help anyone. Because at the end of the day, this is a business. This is a system. The more you suffer, the more they gain. The more you cry, the more they are happy. The more you work harder, the more they relax and, not even pay taxes. And you have to pay more as the person that is low income, works hard, and can't even access or eat to stay alive. They don't care. They don't care. Guys, that is it for me in this video. It is really sad. Really, really, really sad. But hey, more is yet to come, and we are just seeing it and sharing, because that's all we can do, like pass information. That is it for me, guys, in today's video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell I'm always posting. I will see you guys in another video. Bye.